Hello everybody and welcome to the London E-Prix. We're getting all set for the first watch-along action of the 2026 XL race. As we come up to the commentary box, welcome. Our comment box off-site, but we're on-site for the majority of the day. We've been running around in the paddock in the past 2 hours since qualifying, getting all the latest news, views and opinions. Post-show as well, that's going to be premiered tomorrow in the qualifying build-up, so we'll walk around getting some interviews as live, and then there'll be a special post-show after the race tomorrow, uploaded and premiered here on JB Motorsports and Formula E Zone. Well, looking outside, this is our view from the commentary box over the centre of London. And it's a city that never sleeps. And it's now going to crown a Formula E world champion. Can't be crowned today, but more damage can be done. Let's hear what the drivers had to say in the press conference ahead of this critical round.
Obviously, it must have been a good couple of weeks since Tokyo, but statistically, you're one of the strongest people at London. Does that put you in good stead for this weekend, or is that not thinking about that?
I don't think it's a bad statistic. You know, ultimately those stats also came from Gen 2 when we were also very successful here on a completely different circuit. But yeah, right now we are in good form. The car's behaving well. So we just need to try and continue this and make no mistakes and work together with the team and make something work well.
In terms of preparations, is it full force qualifying to make sure you're up the grid and rather than race prep? Do you think that's the way that it has to go, or how do you manage both?
No, I think qualifying is super important. I think that's the most important part of the weekend. If we can try and make the duels, and ultimately I think we've made our life a lot easier. But yeah, right now it's just focus on practice, keep sticking to the process of what we've worked on over the past sort of 18 months or a year, and making sure we're there when it matters.
Lastly from me, is there a way that you can simplify races in terms of strategy, in terms of, so if you do qualify well, how simple could you make it so that it is easy to execute?
Honestly, there isn't really a simple way right now. With the pit boost race, it's very complex. You know, we have to obviously drop 50 seconds back, which is when people can then get creative. I think race 2 is generally, if you qualify at the front, you can stay there the whole race. You know, you might lose a few positions, but you never really put yourself outside the points. Whereas with the pit boost race, at some point you have to drop 50 seconds, and that's when it becomes a little dangerous.
All right, best of luck for this weekend. Thank you.
You're right, Mitch. I feel like we've been here before. Final 2 races of the season. You got a fair shot at the championship. What needs to happen this weekend to make sure it doesn't go the same way as the last few times?
Just do the opposite than the last few times, I guess. No, we look. It's a venue where we're good at, but we've made a meal of it in the past. So hopefully, learning from those mistakes. My side as well, team side. So I think ultimately we're feeling strong. We've had a good year. So try and learn from those other mistakes and where we've missed out and just try and execute some good races. So we need to be fast. That's for you know that's the most important. And then you know this is going to be one of the strategies. So we need to be just clear and concise in our decision making and hopefully we can pull off two good ones.
Do you feel that the fact that it is only 2 points, that it is one of your best shots at a title, that you're only 2 points away from Jake?
I think so. Obviously, 2 years ago, there was still a good shot as well. But, as I said, hopefully we've learned from those mistakes. We can be stronger this time from a strategic point of view. There's more guys in it as well. You know, there's say technically 4. There's probably obviously mathematically more, but realistically there's probably only 4. So there's more guys in the ring. So ultimately feeling good, but whoever wins this is has to really nail it this weekend, and hopefully that's me.
Yeah, and it is a bit of a side story now because of the whole championship pressure. But this is obviously your last weekend as well with Jaguar after 10 years. You've been there for so long. How emotional will this weekend be?
Yeah, it's going to be massively emotional, and hopefully we can finish off with good emotions and kind of close this chapter with the team on a high. So that's what I'm really pushing for. That's what I'd love to do, and regardless, it's going to be emotional. Or even now to think this will be my final weekend in these colours. but kind of makes me want it a little bit more to try and close, my journey out the best way possible.
Right, cheers, Mitch.
So we're here, championship finale weekend. How are you feeling just within yourself?
Yeah, I'm feeling good, ready for it. We put ourselves in a good situation where everything is in our own hands, approaching the last weekend and fighting for all the championships. The manufacturer one we secured, teams and drivers is open, and it's pretty close. So we need a good performance, a strong weekend, and yeah, we try to make the most out of it.
I know when you won your championship here, the Saturday drive was immense. Like, it was so good. I know it's a different race that we got with Pit Boost, but does that give you any confidence that you've been strong here before, so you just rinse and repeat if you can?
Yeah, I mean, we've been strong here in the past, even though I feel like Jaguar has been a little bit better around here in London. Nevertheless, we are up for the fight, and we've proven that also 2 years ago that it was a head-to-head performance in the race, and small details then made the difference. So yeah, I mean, starting from later onwards in practice, we try to focus on making the car as quick as we can. Having a good qualifying is important, starting somewhere in the top 5. Good strategy, and yeah, making the right decisions and the right calls.
Best of luck for this weekend, thank you. I suppose mentality-wise, you've kind of been saying it, but you're in a position where you've got nothing to lose. Does that take the pressure off and allows you to maybe be a bit more aggressive in the races?
It takes the pressure off. I mean, I'm not going to force any aggression at the same time, so I think when you do that, things often go wrong. But I think it's just about being focused and really focusing on just doing the best job we possibly can. And if we do that, maybe we can do well. If not, then maybe not.
Yeah, talk a bit about qualifying. Do you reckon it's full focus for qualifying to make sure that you get that right rather than focusing too much on race pace?
Yeah, it should be. I mean, qualifying should be the most important bit, but at the same time, with the pit stop, less important. But yeah, I think qualifying will be really important. We'll definitely put a lot of focus on it.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
How you've been going into London? What do you put expectation for yourself in the next 2 rounds? Because obviously you are still pretty much in contention and you've got 2 podiums so far. What are your thoughts on it?
I've got no special expectations. In Formula E, everything is so unpredictable that it's very difficult to set yourself like any goals prior to a race weekend. It's been quite an okay, let's say, race weekend last year for us here in London. We proved to be actually quite competitive. So yeah, it's going to be the same this year, and let's see what can happen.
Obviously, you've done a lot of groundwork this season, and you've done really well. Are you already looking forward to next season? Or?
I'm looking forward, for this race weekend first, and then next year we will see what happens. There's been quite a lot of work done in the last 3 years to reach actually this point where you can see Mahindra being consistently, let's say, competitive. I think that this is down to the hard work and dedication of all the engineers, and I really hope that it can stay like that, for the future, mainly for the team.
And of course, learning from your previous race in London, how are you going to apply that to the next 2 races?
Every race is different. Obviously, there's kind of like trends that you can see here on this particular track. Experience helps actually, and but the problem is that it depends a lot on usually the races. They pan out a lot depending on what the leaders are doing, and this is something that you will discover only when you start racing. So it's everything to discover. It will probably be quite chaotic, so it will be a matter of staying out of issues and contacts. From there, I hope that we can do that.
And also, how's your mindset going that you are still pretty much in contention? Do you feel like you're pressure enough to do that?
No, I'll just try to do my best. No special feelings.
So thank you so much and good luck.
And your first full season with Jag, how you found it?
It's been amazing. I surprised myself with how quickly we all got up to pace. It's changing teams is an extremely difficult task, and I was able to do it that fast just because of the people surrounding me in the team. A lot of talented mechanics, engineers, management, and I'm just loving it. I'm excited for the future. I'm sad it's over. I think it was one of the years that I felt the most competitive, and unfortunately that we had a lot of days where we couldn't control the outcome and lost a lot of points. So in a way, I'm sad that there are not a couple more weekends, because I really believe we have the pace to fight for this championship. But in another way, it's been amazing sharing the team with Mitch, which is a driver that I get on very well with, and obviously him having a real shot at the championship here this weekend. It's a lot to play for, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah, is that something that you're going to not play second fiddle to Mitch? Because obviously he has a very, very realistic shot at winning the title. But is it back in the mind? Because you are mathematically in title contention, but if the top four don't get great results and you get a win on Saturday, then you're thrown straight back into it. Is that something that you've got to keep in mind, or are you just going to make sure that Mitch gets the support that he needs this weekend?
Those two scenarios don't match together. If the top four are not in the points and I win, then there's nothing I can do to help him. But if we're both in the top four, then there's things I can do to help him. So that's what we'll do.
All right, cheers, Antonio.
Hi, Nick. Final race of the season. How are you feeling? You've been very consistent this season with 4 podiums and 1 win. How are you feeling so far?
It's been a very up and down season, I would say. Very happy about all the podiums. But yeah, we'd like to get some more, so let's see what we can do this weekend.
And obviously, you're also pretty much in contention for the World Championship. Do you feel pressured to do that, or do you feel pressured to do that when you're still in contention, or do you just feel like you need to do your best in the next 2 rounds?
Yeah, I think I'm a bit far out of it, so the championship's not really on my mind at all. I just want to get some more podiums, and if we can have another win in this Excel Centre, it would be pretty cool.
And how are you going to aim for the free practice today? What are you going to try and see for the qualifying?
Yeah, just going to go through some different setup options. I think car performance at this circuit is really important to make sure you can have good pace in the races and start up front. So we'll try some things in free practice, tune the car up, and see how we go.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Have a good weekend. Obviously, how you've been going to London, have you got any expectation for yourself in terms of winning? You are still pretty much in contention with 116 points. So what are your thoughts?
Well, I think it's a finale like other years that can, always await with surprises. You never know until the very end. So we're just going to try and maximize our own potential. Hopefully come away with as many points as possible. There's a team's championship to play for. There's a driver's championship that even, like you say, I have theoretical chances. Maybe they are not super realistic, to be very honest. I need a bit of a miracle to make that happen. But the team's championship is very much possible. So, let's hope we can make that happen for Porsche. And then we'll see, where we stand on Sunday.
And how are you going to strategically build up your way through the field? Because obviously qualifying will be so important in London. Are you something that you want to focus on?
Yeah, for sure. Already in Tokyo, qualifying was relatively important compared to other events. Here, maybe even more so. But even so, you always see people still making something happen from non-optimal starting positions. So, you always have to make sure that you have a good race car as well. But clearly, yes, first of all, the focus is on qualifying well, and then we take it from there.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Hi, Nick. How are you feeling going to the final race of the season?
Good. The season has gone by quickly. I think we've had a decent run. We're in a position to finish in a good place in the team championship. So hopefully we can score good points and do something, well for the team.
Obviously, you've done really well. You've done all the groundwork this season. You've got 1 podium and 2 wins, and you are still pretty much in contention for the World Championship. Do you feel pressured to do that?
I don't consider myself being in contention, but I think it kind of shows that we've had a good run and good season. But the final classification is still not done, so we still have a weekend to go, and we need to make sure that we do everything we can to finish it on a high. But it's yeah, definitely been a good one.
And obviously, this is a circuit that you are comfortable with. And how are you gonna make your way through the field in the next two races?
I mean, first of all, we'd like to qualify in front, so we have track position, and then we have to execute from there. I mean, the races here are quite chaotic, quite volatile, so we do the best we can, and then we'll see where we end up.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Nick. Good luck.
It's a bit unexpected, this. Yeah, very kind of last minute. You decided this is it. Can you tell us a little bit about the decision? We know that there's partly world endurance involved, but yeah, how are you feeling coming into what is now your last two races as a full-time Formula E driver?
Yeah, I mean, it's an ongoing discussion we've had for a long time, and at some point we thought, is it better to try to make the decision before London? But it's a discussion, to be honest, it's a discussion that we've had for the last 4 years, because we never knew with the calendars and stuff like that. So ultimately, as I often said, I feel like I'm not going to be on the grid next year, not because of the right reason, but because normally you're not on the grid because you're too slow or because you're too old or because you retire. But I'm not going to be on the grid because I've got too many jobs, and obviously with work having priority, we came to the conclusion that wanting to do everything was going to be very hard. And then ultimately you want to be able to do a good job, and with something like 11 races in 12 weeks, it's not that simple to do a perfect job.
Yeah, and we know that you are staying on in some capacity with the Envision team. Can you tell us a little bit about what that role is going to entail?
We're still trying to figure out exactly what I will do, but in the big lines, it's going to be activations with our new title sponsor that we've just announced, simulator work, maybe some kind of testing, and I'll attend a few races to help the drivers and the team.
And obviously, because this is it. Both you and Lucas are departing at the end of this season. You're the last two who were on the grid in Beijing in race one, and you had such a fantastic fight throughout Gen 1. It's going to be weird without you two on the grid. Can you just share a couple memories of you two battling it out throughout the years?
Yeah, I guess it was nice to be there at the first race. Obviously, I don't feel emotional in any way. Again, often said I'm going to be racing in 3 weeks' time in Austin, and ultimately, we've had some good fights, in season 2, 3, a bit less lately. We were not the best friends, but now I think we went past that, and we understand each other quite well, and I wish him all the very best. But Gen 1 feels like a long time ago, and of course we did have some good fights, but we move on, and that's just a part of my career, and I'll obviously focus on work from Monday onward.
Right, cheers, sir. Thank you.
Okay, how are you going into London? Have you set any expectation for yourself going in the next two rounds? Because obviously you've done really well, and you are still in the lead by 3 points for the Rookie of the Year. And how do you feel about that?
I don't know. I mean, obviously for the last race of the season, we have other jobs than that. I think we really need to try to help the team and Jake. So honestly, the Rookie Championship is nice, and hopefully I can keep going there. But yeah, I mean, it's all going well for me, and hopefully we could finish on a high and hopefully on the top 10 of the championship.
And how are you going to achieve that in the next two races, and how are you going to build yourself strategically through the field?
Honestly, we just need to qualify it as best as we can, and then from there we're going to build a strategy. But we have already many scenarios, but we don't know which one we're going to use it before we don't know where I'm starting from.
And obviously, you were so close to getting a podium in, I believe it was Sanya, but you got demoted. Yeah, and then you got demoted. And how do you feel about that? Is that is that one of the regrets that you've had this season?
Becoming a world champion is also really unfortunate. It is. Yeah, I think things I'm really upset is the first half of the season. We should have scored many points there and not just 5 less points. Because if I calculate all the ifs of the season, I'll be leading the championship. So I don't know. So yeah, it is what it is.
And it'll be the first time that you're racing in London in an electric car. Do you feel comfortable already?
Sorry.
How do you feel comfortable? Because obviously this will be your first time in a Formula E car in London, and how are you feeling?
Yeah, it's a tough circuit, different than anything I'm used to. So yeah, I think it's just doing the job that I've done in every single track this year. You know, all of them are new tracks for me. So yeah, basically all the same.
So thank you so much.
Pepe, end of your first full season in Formula E. You've got a couple of podiums to show for it as well. How do you reflect on this first full campaign?
Well, relatively positively. I mean, obviously, like you said, we've had 2 podiums, which is it was really not unprecedented. Sorry, we didn't expect unexpected success. But honestly, you know, you look at the performance we've had throughout the season, how especially our race pace has developed. Yeah, it feels like we could have had a bit more. So yeah, it's been a good rookie season. You know, we didn't really expect to be fighting for podiums and to get 2, but we obviously want a bit more.
And going into this weekend, do you think this is a track that kind of suits the car? Because obviously Dan got a pole here last season. Do you think the jewels are on the car? So the qualifying is so important around here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the target to get into Jules twice this weekend. It's something I've struggled with clearly, and I think especially around Tokyo, where in that second day I felt a lot more confident. I hit the wall in that second lap, and I missed out on the Jules by less than a tenth. So it's definitely on cards. It's something the target for me this weekend, and yeah, qualifying is definitely the main part to really get right this weekend. So we're going to try and focus on that and try to get the Jules, and yeah, we'll work from there.
Right, cheers, bye.
So I'm assuming you're still on a high from Tokyo, and I'm sure that you'll want to bring it into this weekend, where another place that you've been brilliant at.
Yeah, on paper we're pretty strong here, have been in the past, obviously pole last year. The high was extinguished pretty quickly really, because I don't know if I'm going to be here next year. So yeah, I'm more worried about that, to be honest. So yeah, it's not the nicest position to be in. Racing drivers, you know, a few times in their career find themselves in this position, so it's not like I'm the only one, but yeah, but I am looking forward to this race, yeah.
Talking about your future, because in Tokyo you told me that maybe in London you'll have a better idea. Sounds like maybe not so much.
I don't know at the moment, no. There's a few things that are, like I say, out of my control, and it'll all play out quite soon though, yeah.
But surely, another good weekend, good qualifying, a good race result. I'm sure you're probably not too worried about the championship. It's more just drive for yourself and get the best result possible to prove your worth.
Absolutely, it will help. I think I've proved more than enough in my career, to be honest. But yeah, obviously a good result here will help for sure.
Best of luck for this weekend.
Taylor, final race of the season, how are you feeling?
Excited and a bit emotional. There's definitely a lot of last this weekend. It's the last race for the Gen 3.5, last of the XL and last of the DS brand in Formula E, so lots of lasts. But I think it's a great opportunity to finish on a high for all of those different reasons. Me and the team have been working super hard in the sim and doing all the preparation before the weekend, so I hope we can end it on a high.
And obviously this will be your last chance to score points for DS, and you've been always really good in qualifying, but it's really hard to overtake an XL. So how are you going to maximize tomorrow and the free practice today?
Qualify well. I think that's the best way.
Awesome. And do you put any expectation for yourself in the next 2 rounds?
Expectations are difficult in this championship, and I always say, this track should or shouldn't suit our powertrain, and Tokyo was not supposed to suit our car, but it was probably one of the best performing weekends we've had, so I think I'm going to throw the predictions away and just do the best that we can.
Awesome. And are you really looking forward to the Gen 4 car?
Well, I've not been able to drive it yet, but it looks awesome. From what all the drivers and teams say, it's going to be spectacular, so I'm looking forward to that.
Awesome. Thank you so much and have a good weekend.
So the final time, now that you're actually here and it is the final weekend, how does it feel?
Feels good. Feels a bit of mixed emotions of something that I decided long ago that was going to happen, but when the date comes, it's always tricky to think. No, it's at the end of a chapter, so it's hard to. It's sad, even if it was a decision that I took.
Yeah.
But look, I have to look back and be. The only way I see this is I look back and I'm proud of what we achieved, what all the amazing those 12 years has been, how lucky I am to have had this opportunity to do what I loved for so long, and to be able to be part of the history of Formula E. So I have zero regrets on all of these 12 years, and I'm very grateful of all of that.
I don't know if you can divulge into what the next chapter is for Lucas de Grassi. I'm assuming it's in Formula E in some shape or form, because I know how much you love this like I do. So anything that you can divulge without saying what it is?
Well, I will be around Formula E. I'm still not sure 100% what, which function. But yeah, there is a lot of opportunities here to do. There is a lot of things that needs to be pushed further. There's a big opportunity now with Gen 4, with Disney, with everything going around. So yeah, I think that we are in a good inflection point of the championship, and definitely I'll be around to use this or to work on it for the future.
And finally from me, I just want a word on, because obviously the news came out about Sebastian Buemi, which maybe shocked one or two people, but obviously someone who came into the series review who you were incredibly competitive with. Like, what words can you say about Sebastian Buemi in terms of, you know, the fight and the battles that you two had, reminiscing about your time in Formula E?
Yeah, when I saw the news, I saw it yesterday morning as well. I didn't know at all. It was not on my radar. And then suddenly I saw it. I just sent him a message saying how big honor it was to race with him and how much I respect him as a driver. And it has been great to. I think my biggest competitors, especially over the years, were Seb and Jev. For so long, we'll be battling each other for 12 years now. So it's always good to have somebody at that level pushing you more and more. So I respect all of them, and I'm sad and happy for his decision to stop.
Thank you very much, Lucas. Norman, lovely to see you. I do feel like every time we get to London, though, we're talking a little bit about your future. What can you digress about? Do you reckon you could still be in the Formula E grid in some way, shape or form next season?
No, to be honest, it's been decided quite a long time ago already, earlier in the season, that with the calendar, which is quite uncertain next year, and also the fact that I've 2 years ago already took the decision to have priority in WEC, for me honestly was the extra season I could in Formula E was kind of bonus, and I really enjoyed it. Honestly, like, it's a championship I will miss. I had so many good years. Technically, I have good friends as well in the paddock, so yeah, for sure I will miss driving in Formula E, but it's also like a decision I took some time ago for my career in the past, and also something we kind of agree with Nissan some time ago when I came back to the team, where we were on 1 year contract, and year after year we are looking at the situation and see what was the best for them and for me. And yeah, as we see, like in the future, it start to be quite busy. And yeah, my target was where I see my future, where I see that the championship would fit me the most. It's been endurance racing. So yeah, that's why honestly, like no regret, all chill with the decision, and yeah, so like I'm pretty it's pretty clear for me for some time already what's going to be my future. So no problem at all.
Yeah. So just finishing off then on a good weekend and maybe helping Ollie wherever, maybe to help get the championship.
Well, not just say have a good last weekend. Performance is always like the key point. You know, I'm here to help the team, but also to enjoy my last weekend in single seater or in Formula E. So yeah, I will do my best. I really want to score big points and finish on a high. To help or not, at the end, like everyone is talking about helping the teammate and this kind of thing, but the reality is that in London the qualifying will be so important. So the best you can do already to help the team is to try to do good qualifying, because we know that it's going to be quite eventful race where a lot of will happen. So yeah, we'll try as always to start at the front, and from there see what we can do.
Welcome up to the commentary box. We're all set then for the London E-Prix, which is about to get underway in the next minute. Pico's joined me up here in our London hotel booth. We can see the XL from our commentary window, and it's a beautiful day here in London. And Pico, all set for the race.
Yeah, I know that we've come to London a couple of times and it's been wet. It's been wet and wild, and races have been delayed. There's no chance of that this weekend. It is going to be lovely and clear throughout this entire race and into tomorrow as well. Bit of a weatherman there, but yeah, we have got such a brilliant race in store. We've now got only 2 points separating the top 3 in the championship thanks to Verline's pole. But yeah, it's going to be an incredible race.
Here's your grid then. Pascal Verline on pole position. Alongside him is Nico Muller on the front row. Mitch Evans lines up third with Dan Tickton 4th. Jake Dennis in 5th. Joel Eriksson 6th. Antonio Felix da Costa is 7th. Jean-Eric Verne 8th. De Vries is in 9th. Boemi 10th. Cassidy 11th. Barnard is 12th. Roland in 13th. Drogovic 14th. Marty in 15th. Nato 16th. Maloney 17th. Mortara 18th. Gunther 19th. Degrassi in 20th. Now, Degrassi's got a great penalty, but so has Edo Mortara.
Yeah, Edo Mortara at the end of the Tokyo race had that incident that caused the red flag with Joel Eriksson, and so got given the 5-place penalty for that, and obviously that carries over. I know it's been 3 weeks since the last race, so some people may not remember. I had to defer to Toby Wirtz from eFormula DE, so thank you, Toby, for that. I don't know what the penalty for Degrassi.
No, I don't either.
Though, so yeah, no, sorry about
that. We were on into the commentary box. Pascal Verline, though, does have a black and white flag that has now been cancelled for failing to follow race director's instructions. So we'll see all that brings up a bit later on, because, of course, other teams can also do that. But it's time to stop, and it's time to take a look to the lights, because it's 38 laps around the XL Centre. It's a pit boost race as well. It's time to crown a champion. All 5 lights are on. Action at the XL. Good start from everybody off the front row. The Porsches immediately going to defend. Look further behind. Already coming up the inside. That's Roland. Roland on the inside. Jean-Eric Verne's coming into the mix as well. Cassidy's made up a good start. It's Verline, Muller, Evans, Ticktum. 2 by 2 as they come out into the sunlight. Verline leading for Muller, and this is now where it gets tricky. The downhill braking at 6 and 7.
Yeah, everyone's cleanly through the inside part of the circuit. We now head back out into the sunlight. Evans has maintained his position ahead of Ticktum. Ticktum was down on the inside into turn 1, but made sure that Evans has made sure that he stays in front. That's crucial for the championship, because he is currently, as it stands, because the race has now started, Verline is leading the championship, but Evans is still within touching distance, because they started this race on equal points with Dennis just those 2 points in front.
Already they're single file as they come down into the 10, 11, 12, 13 chicane into attackment. They're not allowed to take on the first lap of the race, but we are expecting them to wait until after they have taken their pit boost to take their one and only attack mode. Attack mode, now you can arm it twice, activate it once for a total of 6 minutes as they come under pressure. This is the crunch point. This is back into the XL, on board with Evans, looking ahead to Muller. Muller's already back in the pack up. He's 1.6 seconds behind Verline, and Evans is 0.4 behind him. But already they've dropped 2 seconds, and Verline's off.
Yeah, Verline has got a rear gunner behind him in Nico Muller, and I'm sure Nico Muller will be backing her up. I was speaking to Damien Meaden, who used to be the comms officer at Mahindra, and he was saying how with this race the undercut for pit boost is a huge amount of difference, and so Muller will be backing them up to make sure that Verline's got enough distance. And look at the amount of gap that we've got at the moment. It's got to be at least 3 seconds or so.
Your eyes are not wrong. 2.874 as they come down to the chicane. Verline's gone by the time we get to the camera angles. Muller still. They're all single file. And actually, behind Jean-Eric Verne, there's a gap, isn't there? Joel Eriksson, and then 2 seconds to Sebastian Boemi, who's dropped down into 9th position coming into it. Now, don't forget, it's only 1 single attack mode today. Your timing screen may say 2. That's an error. And we also have the pit boost to contend with today as well. So all sorts of action coming through as we've got Verline, Muller, Evans, Ticktum, Dennis, Verne, all doing it through the lap times. Verline, 1:15.1. So he's a second quicker. He's using so much energy early off.
Yeah, but I don't think he is using so much energy. It's just the fact that Nico Muller is that much slower. It's a bit like, I think, was it in Abu Dhabi all those years ago where Hamilton was leading and he would purposely back up into the other 3 to try and make something happen. This is what Nico Muller's doing. He's backing everyone up to make sure the Verline has got enough of a gap at the front, because Porsche's game plan is so that Pascal can clear off into the distance, get the 25 points, and that puts him in the championship championship lead, regardless of what happens behind him for tomorrow's race.
This is going to be a very feisty next couple of laps. We've got 36 still to go as they come into it. Now, the gap 3 seconds as into the pits already comes Norman Nater, and that would be to serve the penalty because he couldn't serve the full grid, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure if Nato had a penalty. It looked like that it was up on the jacks for a second. They were lowering him. Easy for me to say. So there might have been a problem there. I'm not sure if it was a puncture or something. There was contact. Yeah, we just got it on our screen. Contact between Maloney and Nato, and hopefully we will see that coming through. This is the 6-7-8 chicane. Everyone's coming through quite nicely, but they turn away. This is on the back of Evans.
Oh,
just touching the back of Nico Muller. We see this a lot in Formula E. Robin's racing, but yeah, when you've got the roadblock that is Nico Muller, and like Nico Muller is driving this to perfection, so he's quick in the bits where he needs to be quick, and then painfully slow in the bits where. In the bits where you can't make an overtake whatsoever. So the only way people are going to get past Nico Muller is either the undercut through pit boost, or if someone takes their attack mode early on. And Felipe Drugovich has taken his attack mode. He's down in 16th. He didn't have a great qualifying, and so he's taken his attack mode. And this will be interesting to see, because this circuit doesn't lend itself to great racing. So the attack mode is going to be huge in terms of the amount of positions that you can gain. So let's keep an eye on Felipe Drugovich, and let's see how many positions he can make over the course of the next 5 minutes.
Actually, Megan's remembered to turn the track noise on, because I can't hear it in my ear, but I'm sure she has. She'll probably say yes. Megan's down in pit road for us today anyway. Megan, what have you noticed so far during the action zones and on the first opening 4 laps?
Not much, just that they feel like they're kind of sliding a lot, so they can't actually build up their pace to actually make any possible overtakes.
Slightly more energy than Joel, we're being told. Cheers, Megan, to come into it. So yeah, there's slightly more energy still being used, I guess, so far, but where is... Oh, hang on, Evan trying to look around the outside, and Muller coming into turn 3. It's not going to pay off. He's every lap looking for a way through, and he's right on the back of him. Muller's now pulled up 2.886 as we ride on board with Mitch Evans through the chicane.
Yeah, and Evans is getting more and more frustrated because he can see his championship rival sailing off into the distance. We've got the live table at the moment. Verline would have 169 points. Evans on 159, and Dennis would drop from first to third with 156, with mathematically Roland and Down out of the fight. So it'll be a 3-way fight going into tomorrow.
Which is kind of what we've been saying all weekend long anyway.
We thought it'd be 4, but the Nissan powertrain has not been great, and Oliver Roland still languishing down in 14th place. He's actually dropped a position from starting position as we're seeing Evans into the second part of the indoor part of the circuit, but he is pushing Muller along. He's going to go around the outside into the penultimate corner. You can't really do it there, and so yeah, no, that's that place.
Being a bit hot-headed now, isn't he? No. Well, that's exactly what we saw Buemi do a couple of years ago. Look, he's weaving on the straight, trying to get a bit of clean air, because also being stuck behind, nothing to overheat, of course, but the tyres get a lot of the excess heat coming off the back of the Formula E cars. So you're going to be destroying them trying to keep up. Muller, perfectly fine, but he's got more energy as well. I think it was 87 he's got.
Yeah, and Muller is fully backing up everyone. There is still only just over 3 seconds between Verline and Nico Muller at the front of the table. But this isn't just a battle for the Drivers' Championship. This is imperative for the Teams' Championship as well. Because the Porsche 1-2, we've got this battle between Porsche and Jaguar. Evans is in third. Da Costa is still in 7th. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
Yellow flag. Is it Zane Maloney?
Zane Maloney, I think, has stopped on the track straight.
Broken rear suspension all day.
This is interesting. Let's see what happens next. If this is full course yellow, or if this is a full-blown safety car. If it's a full-blown safety car, that is not good news for the Porsche team, because they built up this big gap for Pascal Wehrlein, and he won't be able to do it. And yeah, full course yellow deployed.
Yeah. Full course yellow's coming out then. It's at the same part of the track. You can watch the track walk. We had a bit of an error with it because there was a bit of a technical fault. But on the track walk, we said about how it was filing down into the braking zone. So it's exactly what he's done. I wonder if he's clipped that wall, exit of turn 9 that you're talking about on the outside. and he's just on the wheel. That was for Dennis this morning.
Yeah, potentially. He's made it quite a long way down the straight between turns 9 and 10. So it makes me think that it is turn 9 where that's happened. Trying to look at what's that thing there?
Recovery vehicle.
Okay, so we got a recovery vehicle that should be coming out onto the circuit soon as Zane now gets out of the car.
Yeah, he has made it quite far away down.
Yeah, he's made it quite the way, because if he broke it at 6, 7 and 8, I don't think he would have been able to make it that far round. Yeah, he was already, and so this is him coming into...
He didn't touch anything, it broke already.
It just broke by himself. Oh.
Just drive shaft?
It looks like suspension, but yeah.
That just
I don't know.
snapped on him.
Yeah, just completely snapped on him. That was
Maybe we have to look back to China and say it wasn't his fault in Shanghai, because that was exactly the same what happened in Shanghai.
Yeah.
Identical.
So no. Frustrating for Lola and Zane Maloney. We know that Lola still haven't signed anyone for next season. Lucas deGrassi is obviously out. He's retiring at the end of this weekend, and
I think Zane deserves it.
And from what I've heard over the course of the weekend, chattering to people, Zane's seat isn't completely safe. So it'll be interesting to see what develops over the course of this summer break now. But yeah, there's certainly, it looks like 2 seats up for grabs at Lola.
And that's disappointing because everyone was lining up this morning in the fan room to say, oh, bye-bye, Lucas, bye-bye, bye-bye. And Zane was just there, signing. Down. If this is his last race, you've got to give him a bit more of a send-off than that. I hate drivers who do their life without knowing it.
People have come and gone all the time. Like, we kind of knew, like, the likes of Robin Fries were going at the end of...
they turned Maloney under investigation for causing collision turn 3. So
could that be a result of because Norman pitted at the end of lap 1?
So has he knocked him and it's taken a few laps for the suspension to go twang?
Yeah, we haven't seen a replay of the incident between Nato and Maloney, but when we do get it, we will describe it to you as best we can.
Pico, for the first time, there is no sunshine. It is cloudy.
Yeah, it's cloudy.
It's clouded over, which is quite surprising, actually, because it's been very hot, and now there's no direct sunlight over London. I'm looking towards the Excel Centre.
Yeah, it's also been quite hot as well, because I've had to go 4 stops on the DLR.
Yeah,
and,
it was not fun. I've changed my top underneath. Have you noticed?
No.
I needed to sort of... It just absolutely gone. Full course show. Pascal, 0.5% more than us. Evans is being told on the radio. But we are going to go back to green flag running. So Muller was similar. Dennis is now 1% more engine than us, so need to be as efficient as possible. I know that's difficult with the dodgy moves. Oh dear, so that's already on Muller. But we are back to green, and Evans already nearly hitting the back, coming in towards turn 16. Now, Verline has lost 2 seconds on that restart. The gap now just 0.9, so if Evans can clear Muller, he's already going to be on the back of Verline quite quickly.
Yeah, and down the field as well, Oliver Rowland's championship hopes are diminishing very, very rapidly. He's just been overtaken by Pepe Marti for 14th on the exit of that full course yellow. So, yeah, disappointing for Ollie Rowland. Like I said in free practice too, they had a horrible weekend here last year, did the Nissan team. And so, as did the Nissan customer team at the time, McLaren. But yeah, it's looking very, very likely that Rowland is going to be out of this by the end of it. But yeah, no, that gap as Muller starts to back up the field once again, that gap diminished very, very quickly. But it's already back up to 2.1.
Changed my mind. Bring on Brandt Hatch. We might get some overtaking.
Yeah.
This is a bit like you've got to stab it to inject it with something. I mean, this is getting a little bit tiresome.
Dennis Radio saying we'll take energy.
So lift off, save.
Yeah.
Go for that's his plan.
Yeah, and I do not blame him one bit, because at the moment they are stuck in this thing. Do not be surprised, and this is another thing that I was chatting with Damien about, is the undercut is so powerful for pit boost around here. So don't be surprised as soon as that window opens, you see the likes of Evans, Tictum, Dennis, Da Costa, like all of them. They will take it super early. But yeah, Verline, I think Verline's so far up the road now that it's it's not and void, but they will want to desperately get in front of Nico Müller.
This is torture. Torture for us. Torture for the drivers. Torture for you at home to have to sit through this. It's like being stuck behind a learner driver as well, isn't it? It's just you can't pass. You can't overtake. And Müller, well, is making it as wide as a London bus.
Yeah, I didn't notice see when Drogovic ran out of his attack mode, but he's currently in 10th place. So I'm not sure whether he ran out during the full course yellow, or whether it was before the full course yellow.
So he's mistimed massively.
He's potentially lost a little bit more. Andretti had a very, very slim chance of the team's championship, and I understand why they tried to do something different with Felipe, but it just hasn't worked out. And in the second stint, when everyone else takes their attack mode, he will drop like a stone.
So, media, we're 0.5% more than Müller ahead, but it's down on Ticktum and Dennis behind. Okay.
Yeah, and that will just be from lifting and coasting all the way. It's worth noting that if you are new to Formula E, they don't get the readouts. Well, they can tell the team their energy, but they don't know everyone else's energy until they come out on the screen. So on the graphic on the left-hand side, occasionally the energy will come up, and it will tell you how much remaining energy you have. And so for other teams, they don't know who's got what. There are occasionally a couple extra graphics. Sometimes it goes green if you've got a little bit more, red if you've got a little bit less. But it means that Evans at the moment, he is between a rock and a hard place at the moment, because he's got he's got Ticktum, who in qualifying earlier today after making a mistake at turn 16, really kind of forced the issue and made sure that Wehrlein got through to the final. And he's got Müller in front of him, who's doing the ultimate teammate job.
Lucas de Grassi has been given a 5-second time penalty for overspeeding under the full course yellow. So in his last weekend, he's already in 17th position. But just a refresher on how pit boost works, you are not allowed to come in until you have between 60 and 40% of your usable energy. Then you can come in and get an extra pit boost for an additional 10 kilowatts, as we see Formula E doing the Formula 1 approach of useless slots inside the pit lane as they continue on. Lap 12 of 38.
I'm sure Oliver Rowland's children are lovely, but I think we've seen too much of them over the course of this weekend.
Including the new baby.
I understand during practice, yeah, okay. I understand in the gaps between qualifying, sure, but when there's a race on, ditch it, guys, come on.
I'm surprised everyone's avoiding that exit drain. Do you remember, as I told you on chat wall, no one's gone near it all weekend long, which is good. And I'll tell you one thing, I do know that where Nina is, which is about an hour away from us, this morning she had rain. And I'm not kidding you, there are dark clouds circulating above the XL right now. And if I look, there's a big rain cloud coming in. Can you see that one? And I'm just thinking we're going to get like a little drizzle. We haven't had a drizzle. It was a drizzle, literally just a few drops.
It'll be interesting, but a few drops here and there won't affect anything too much. And remember, this circuit's half indoor, half outdoor.
Yeah.
So
makes it even worse. Remember season 9 having the red flag.
Yeah, they were bringing the water in.
Yes, and I remember that. It was a weird shot. They had to stop it because it was not draining on the inside. I'm just trying to have a look around. Yeah, there's more rain clouds coming in above. Okay, so we might get a few sprinklings here, but it wasn't forecast for rain, was it? That's caught me by surprise.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, but I don't really see it happening during the race, and if so, only a couple bits of rain. I don't think it's going to change too much.
Might make our journey less humid though, on the way to and from the XL Centre.
Maybe.
It's only a 6-minute train. It's not bad at all. It's
we did it from leaving the media centre to getting into this room in 22 minutes.
Wow. Yeah.
And
it's actually quicker than walking.
I think it's because there's a lot of downstairs, whereas when you head in, everything is upstairs. Even when you get to Prince Regent, you have to walk up the stairs.
Upstairs, and that tires you out. It is quicker getting to the complex than it is getting.
It is like, you see, have you seen all those like reels on Instagram where they say this is how you get to a Wetherspoons toilet?
Yeah,
And
it's that.
It's similar. Yeah.
And we can see the XL Centre. It feels like we're miles away, but we're really not.
We're only about half a mile.
Yeah, it's not bad. We can still see it now. So if anything happens, we can see it outside our eyes.
We can't see the circuit. We can't see anything now. But
for slightly tippy toes, we might be able to. Actually, I think I can see the back half of turn 9. The two little things there, the south exit there.
maybe.
So you can see a little bit. Look where we are now on this part of the track, because that's the way the train goes in.
I will say there were lots of people crowding around the train stations to see if they can get a
freebie.
Yeah, see if they can get a shot.
And they put security there. Why bother?
You know what security are like.
Especially UK security.
Yeah.
You know, it's that thing of oh yeah, you're fine, off you go.
Right, Drogovic is the first to dip below 60%, and so he has the option to pit. Potentially, what he could do is if he pits and then kind of floors it and make sure that he comes out in front of people, he can back people up for Dennis.
Yes, and that's going to be more critical, yeah.
Yeah. Be interesting to see, and that has happened. Felipe Drogovic is in the pits.
So that explains it. Well done. So
yesterday you got Jake Dennis said that you should join Andretti. Today
you should
I should join Andretti. Maybe Jack Jormainen might get that shot tomorrow. However, he was the kiss of death during qualifying a little bit earlier today because he was in the Mahindra garage during Group A and they missed out on the duels, and then the Nissan garage in Group B and Ollie Rowland was nowhere near. So
the pit boost activated for Felipe Drogovic. He'll get 34 seconds hold time and then he'll be good to go. Degrassi's going to have to serve his time penalty inside that. So they can't touch the car until 5 seconds apart, then they can put it on. So that's going to become a 39-second stop for him. Probably around about a 40. Dennis, Felipe's window opening this lap. Dennis, tell him to go. Yeah, so...
Tell him to go because Nico's only going to slow down.
Yeah, may as well. This is just now completely intact.
Muller is within the window, so Muller...
Would he dive in?
No, he doesn't. I think he will be
the
stopgap as well. Verline is in, Evans is in. They're all starting to dip below 60% now. Jeff Eriksson. So a lot of these guys are going to be coming in next time round. That must be so painful for Evans because it happened just maybe like a straight too late. If that had happened coming round into the final couple of corners, turn 19, they could have made a very last-minute decision to get right. Box now.
The one bad thing about all of this is the fact that if Verline stops, Muller can't, and then Muller can't, but then Evans can stop, and then Evans is right behind Verline for the rest of the race. Porsche have had 16 laps of being able to hold up, but now that could go in an instant. They've got to get this right. If I was them, leave Verline out and box Muller because Evans will box this lap. See what I mean? So Jackie will probably start thinking, oh, there's a move on the inside line. Finally, let's step passing Vern.
Yeah, Da Costa, it's now the outside for the corner, but he'll have the inside going into the next one. Can he does it? Yes, he does. And that lives.
On the inside that we've seen this, isn't it? Please, not history repeating itself. It's getting very tight.
It's Eriksson.
It comes on the inside. That is indeed. No, but where is Eriksson?
No. Eriksson is ahead. Jeff comes into the pits. The rest of them come out. Oh, no, Evans is in. Evans is in. That's crucial. That is so crucial. He can come in now. If he takes attack mode next time round, he can then potentially jump not just Nico Muller, maybe even Pascal.
That could be a championship-defining moment as we cut to somebody's tripod.
I think Pascal has to come in next time round. He has to come in next time round because Evans has pulled the plug.
Yeah, I think you're right. This is going to come in now. So, look, it's getting very dark. So this is, again, what I said. The teams had all set it up for higher temperatures. Out of nowhere, here comes the cloud cover. Cools the track temperature, helps the tyres, but also you end up going faster because the tyres are cooler. So you use more energy. It all gives into one as... Where isn't Evans moving? That was a very late stop. Right. And that was 34 seconds.
I've just had a look at the track map, and Felipe Drogovic, those 2 laps, has helped him get right behind. There he is.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Yeah, right behind him. Look at Norman Nato. Nato, admittedly, he still needs to perform his pit boost stop, but that is fantastic. He's kind of back into the race now.
Muller's in now.
They've chosen Muller over Vela.
It's a big shock. That is massive because now, as you said, Evans could take his attack mode, but are they banking on trying to get Muller out ahead of Mitch Evans. That'd be very risky. There he is. So this is a leapfrog battle coming in now.
Right, we need to see...
Who else is coming in?
So, Muller, Ericsson, De Vries and Roland are all in. Evans takes attack mode, comes out. That's going to be crucial, because that may give Muller a couple extra seconds.
Verline's taking attack mode. Verline's taking attack mode. He's taken 6 minutes now. So that is a major misgamble. So Verline has taken attack mode as he's come out. So... he won't pit now for 6 minutes, so Jaguar had to completely change it. They're going to try and get Muller out. Did Muller get out ahead of Evans? He got him just done. So Jaguar, by taking the attack mode, might have made an error now, because Muller, even though he's in 2-wheel drive and 300 kilowatts, Evans is in 4-wheel drive, 350, should be able to find a way through easily.
He'll get him into turn 10, absolutely. Yeah. We come through 6, 7 and 8. He's not going to try into 9, surely. That's a madman move. But coming out to 9, you've got this long straight down. He is going very, very defensive. There's no point, Nico. Mitch Evans is through.
Muller on the radio, what's he saying now? Okay, defend. We got that, but what can you do? Now, what would you do? Would you take attack mode? As Evans and he loses it over the bump. Didn't notice that bump when we were out there, did we? As they come through. Is Muller going in? Yes, he is. Muller takes attack mode now, down at turn 16. Several other drivers thinking about it, but this is still Verline leading by 3 seconds, but he has taken his attack. He's going to be really vulnerable at the end of this race.
Yeah, this is going to be really, really interesting to see what will happen. Both Verline and Tictum have taken their attack mode before they're doing their pit stop. So this is really, really interesting to see. No.
Time screen won't catch up with what we're seeing. So DaCosta's past Dennis.
That's just a little bit
ahead. Yeah.
What we've got, so.
So Verline, Tictum, DaCosta, Dennis, fastest lap for Dan Tictum out of everybody. And he's pulled that gap that Verline had was 4 seconds, now to 3.5. But we know Tictum won't do anything, don't we? Porsche powertrain and all that lot.
No, yeah, we saw that in qualifying earlier, that Tictum just letting Pascal do his thing. And Pascal's 3.5 seconds in front. There's no way that Dan's going to get anywhere near Pascal. But yeah, it's still going to be interesting to see. But what I'm really looking forward to is when Evans runs out of attack mode, Muller will have one lap to defend for his life. And so yeah, we'll see what happens in about 3.5 minutes time.
Okay, Pascal has also taken. He has not boxed yet. We are close with Pascal. Well, we knew that, don't we, as well, coming into it.
But what's going to be interesting is they've got a point where they will need to pit, because you have to pit within a certain range.
Yeah. Between 60 and 40%.
We've seen it before, where if you've taken the attack mode before taking the pit stop, you've come in with like 10 seconds to go, and that's 10 seconds that could be crucial if not using that attack.
Is this the slide in 350 as it comes over the jump? Yeah.
Yeah, we've got Lucas Di Grassi under investigation for not serving the penalty correctly. We've got a yellow...
Don't know why. Hasn't flashed up yet. Yellow flag's out.
At turn 9, it looks like Di Grassi stopped.
Oh no, not Lucas. Not in his final one. That's exactly where Zane Maloney stopped. Full course yellow. Immediately full course yellow.
This is huge. Verline's going to pit.
Verline has to stop. Yeah, you can. Can you stop under the virtual safety?
You can stop under full course yellow, yes.
So we've got Lucas. Oh, it's in the barrier. De Grassi's in the barrier. He's got a complete failure. De Grassi has gone straight on at turn 9, and in his penultimate race, he is in the barrier. Now that's going to have to be a safety car. We've been down there. There's no exit point down there. That has to be safety car. It's right next to the train track. You can't get away from there. Surely that's a safety car.
Pascal Verline's come around the final corner. We'll get the notification shortly. But yes, he is pitted. Dan Tictum will do the same. Absolutely. Everyone will now, who hasn't pitted already, is now going to take this opportunity to pit. And this has screwed Evan.
Big time.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. How about that for a race action?
Is this the first time that we've seen a full course yellow intervene with the pit stop?
Yes, I don't remember it happening before.
I don't remember it ever happening before, so this is absolutely massive.
We've had a safety car interfere with it, but that you're not allowed to do the stops under the safety car. You are allowed to do the stops under a full course yellow. Because remember, that's why last year we got a penalty in Tokyo for Bandon one year. Right, let's have a look. Was it Bandon? I could be.
No, he served it before the red flag.
Yeah.
And went on to win.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I can't remember this ever like interfering.
Degrassi hasn't served his penalty properly, so he's under investigation. Green, 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 green. We're racing again.
And
Is that help Verline? Marty's got the lead now.
Marty hasn't pitted. Gunter hasn't pitted.
Verline comes out. There's a car ahead of him. There's Ticton.
Oh,
DaCosta. DaCosta
in front
of Dennis. That's critical.
No, that was Ticton, but that's still a position gain.
Yep.
Because Ticton was second and DaCosta was third. So that is somewhat huge for the thing, but that screwed over Nico Muller, and Mitch Evans. So Evans is going to run out in 10 seconds time.
Where's he on the board now? Where did he end up?
But it means look at how close behind Nico Muller is to Mitch Evans. Evans has.
Here we go again.
Done.
Degrassi stopped turn 9, says Evans. Oh, we're bleeped. We're bleeped. So, yeah, you are frogged, unfortunately, and you're about to have it done because he knows he's now out of energy. And here comes, again, Nico Muller to have the attack at the exit. He goes defensive. I'm looking for a Rothman-style Porsche to come through. Evans makes it to the chicane. He's done well to defend down there, actually. Where is he?
Yeah, no, I don't really know where he is, but surely he'll get the move down into turn 16 on our timing screens. Right, it says that Evans is still in front of Muller, but on the track map it says that Muller's in front of Evans, so this will be interesting to see.
No brakes. BBW, brake by wire. Completely went down, and that's Verline. Verline was right behind him.
Oh, wow.
Right behind him. Wow. Good man be outside, coming down to turn 1. Mitch Evans tries to go into brakes on the inside line. It didn't work out. So Nico Muller goes up now into what is net third position of the race.
Yeah, that is huge. But you say it's net third, but everyone else has already stopped, so it's actually net 8th.
Wow. Oh, that yellow really has affected everything.
It's really affected everyone who pitted before the full course yellow.
So that is Verline, DaCosta, Tictum, Dennis, Boemi, Mortara, all that. They're all really done for it now. Degrassi, that will be a grid penalty for tomorrow then, because he didn't serve his penalty.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So his final race will probably start.
Oh, hang on. No further action from not serving penalty.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It's all right.
Fair enough. Usually those ones are slam dunk.
Yeah.
No, that's a.
Maybe they've taken pity.
Yeah.
By the way, it's now sunshine over at the XL. I can see from my commentary box window. So that's a good sign. We're 1 lap 24.38, continuing on. Marty's still holding off from Verline. Gunther to Costa Tictum. I don't know if Megan's listening. I know she probably is. Megan, what's the probability of Evans actually passing Muller again now that there's basically nothing to lose? Do you reckon he can make it through?
I'd say about 35%.
35%. I'll go with that.
I think it's going to be so difficult. We saw how much in the first stint you have to try, and you're still not really that successul. So yeah, it will be
162 to 154.
So Verline 162, but obviously that will be plus 7 points because he is winning this race.
Yeah, absolutely.
He has 17 seconds, I think, over Antonio Felix da Costa. And unless something absolutely crazy happens.
We're going to race two and hitting targets. So that's Evans who wants P4 kind of. He wants to try and go there. I don't think you've got enough laps left. It's lap 25.38 already. We won't have any added laps either. We haven't spent that much time into the full course yellow.
Yeah, this is so disappointing for Mitch Evans because this is once again another championship that is slipping through his grasp. We've seen it before so many times. The amount of luck that Mitch Evans has had in title deciders is just absolutely awful.
Ian
But,
James was watching on there, and his face, I've never seen that. Look at the Florian Modlinger. Drink's on him tonight, isn't it? Or tomorrow even, maybe.
Yeah, potentially. He has lost to 1-2 because Nico Muller is going to be on the fringes of the points by the end of this, and it's meant that the likes of Edo Mortari started down in 18th. He's going to end up probably 6th once Marty and Gunter will come in, and Marty has pulled the plug. He's coming in now.
So Pascal Wehrlein takes the lead of the London E-Prix. And in now, 34-second stop. Can Evans get ahead? Muller, don't forget, he's now going to be, I'm trying to think, maybe 2% less over to Evans. Got to be like that. But Evans should be able to have saved enough being stuck behind Muller.
Yeah, so the reason why Marty and Gunter didn't pit under the full course yellow is basically because they couldn't. Because their teammates, Tictum and Barnard, were first in the queue. And so they got priority placement, and so it means that, it means that unfortunately for Marty and Gunter, there'd probably be non-scores now. Marty's fallen out of the top 10 now, and unfortunately for him, he had to sacrifice himself. But it means that Tictum has he got back past Da Costa? Yes.
Yes, he has. Tictum's up to third.
After Da Costa got him on the pit exit, Tictum's got it back, and so Tictum's going to be on for a second place here in London, which is going to
get in.
Yeah, which is going to be absolutely fantastic.
I'm looking forward to the press conference now with the top.
Yeah.
Will I get there in time? Yeah,
should do. Yeah.
Legging, basically all the post stuff you can watch live. Not live. Okay, good. All the post stuff you can watch on a premiere later on tonight. Or in tomorrow's qualifying show. That's
probably tomorrow's
qualifying show.
It'd probably be easier. But yeah, so Max Gunter is in. So he was behind Pepe Marti. Marti came out in 14th. So
that's very close.
So
Muller lift off completely out of 19, and Evans almost running to the back of him again. And that's now brought in, guess who? Having a go on a fight. This is exactly what we needed to see, because don't forget, now by bringing, I'm trying to think where they are on time screens as well. You've brought in Jean-Eric Verne in 10th. Gunther's now going to jump down to Freezes out of it. But yeah, here comes Verne, who's not afraid to overtake. We saw that this year.
No, and so it means that we have got more or less where the top 10 is at the moment. And Pascal Wehrlein, currently sitting in first place, he came into this race after getting the pole position, tied on points with Mitch Evans, with Mitch down in 9th. It means that Evans is still mathematically in the fight going into tomorrow, but he needs the win minimum and realistically the pole and the extra point for fastest lap as well, and something catastrophic to happen to Pascal. It's realistically now between Wehrlein and Dennis is 11 points as it stands behind Pascal Wehrlein.
Tictum Radio. Okay, Dan. Let's try and have a little bit of saving where you can. Nothing crazy, just a small saving when you can.
And Tictum will be loving this because, you can, if you need to do a little bit of saving round this circuit,
it's easy.
Take your pick.
Yeah.
There are quite a lot of places where you can do saving. This bit's not one of them. The run from 9 into turn 10, and we're seeing Dennis trying to have a look, but the thing is that the straights are just short enough to not give any kind of overtake.
It's hard to race here, in all honesty. It really is. It's hard to have a go.
It's been a spectacular venue, but unfortunately, as Dennis gets squeezed out by Da Costa coming into turn 16.
Nice. I genuinely thought for a split second that he was going to end up in the wall, and he still might. Dennis going around the outside, Da Costa into 19. Shuts the door into 20. Da Costa still holding. He's trying to attack Tictum. This is the battle for 2, 3, and 4, and very critical to the World Championship as well, because Dennis needs to go around the outside. That's going to be brave. Da Costa's going to force him wide. Dennis keeps it through, and he has done it. Yes! Oh, Jake, that was a move of the gods. Brilliant.
Yeah, fantastic move from Jake Dennis. It puts him back on the podium, and it brings him 3 points closer to Pascal Wehrlein. The gap is now 8 points. Tictum moving under the brakes, second to last corner, says Antonio Felix da Costa. So that'll be something to keep an eye on.
Hello,
But
Dennis gets ahead here. They'll be going very close on the championship points. It's 15 to 18, so it'll be Verline 169. Dennis, what, 165? That's great if we can get it. If Dennis can get P2 after that qualifying, I'll be amazed.
Fantastic job from Jake Dennis. Obviously, he was helped by the full course yellow and coming in at that point, but it looks like that Tictum's just struggling a little bit on speed wise. But another 3 points would mean that it would just be 5 points between Verline and Dennis going into tomorrow.
Fantastic battling right now as Tictum goes defensive. Dennis trying to look around the outside. Into the last corner we come. It's not as straight as you think, exit 19. It very much is a hairpin leading into the kink at 20. A lovely sweep. Dennis on the radio, what's he saying? He's going to the inside, lay on the brakes. Tictum worse than Da Costa in energy, and he's used that to his advantage as he goes into second position here in London.
Mega job from Jake Dennis, and now it really is championship on. Verline looked like Verline had this kind of in the bag about 5-10 laps ago, but now Jake Dennis, he's not giving this up without a fight, and it's looking like one of those two will become a two-time Formula E champion.
Well, we're going to have another repeat winner alongside Jean-Eric Vergne from Season 4 and Season 5 as well, as we go into the new Gen 4 era, see what happens when we turn up from 350 to 600 kilowatts of power. That is going to be insane. Verline on the radio, focus now to save energy. We're okay to reduce the gap. Well, he has pulled it up. It's currently 6.7 seconds. Come on, Pascal, you can ease up a little bit. He looks so just nonchalant in the press conference yesterday.
Yeah.
It's like he just shut down.
Yeah.
He was not getting into what Mitch and Dennis are doing.
Yeah, and this is a very, very similar drive to what we saw back in season 10
You told me earlier on, yeah.
on the Saturday, where he was the outsider. They looking more at the two Jaguars of Evans and Cassidy, and suddenly he pulled out that drive on Saturday and became odds-on favourite to win on the Sunday, and he was able to do it. But this is not looking great so far for Jaguar once again, not just in the not just in the Drivers' Championship with Mitch Evans, but also in the Teams Championship, because Da Costa's only fourth, with Evans in ninth and Verline first, and Muller in eighth. So it's a big swing in the championship. I think they're basically going to be level on points going ahead into tomorrow for the team's title.
And look at Da Costa just trying to get ahead of Dan Tictum with every might he possibly can as they've gone through. JT's trackside, he says what WTF is this corner, so he's out there trackside watching at the XL Centre as well.
Oh, he's there?
Yeah, they're all there. That's why we're so lack of streamers. By the way, apologies that we haven't brought you IndyCar Practice 1. It changed times to where we are actually commentating on this, so our priority will be the NASCAR race, and hopefully bring you some of IndyCar a bit later on as well with Practice 2 commentary, and we'll get Practice 1 up soon. But meantime, down to the braking zone again. Tictum goes defensive. Are we seeing anything again from Da Costa trying to snatch a podium? He said to me yesterday he knows he's becoming the team leader for next season. He is undoubtedly going to be leading it, and he's rightfully so. He said he came here with an outside shot of winning the title, but it doesn't feel like it did. He said it would mean more than when he won it in Season 6.
Yeah, I think that's just because it's a new team for it. To be fair, he did win in his first year for the new team.
Yeah.
He just left BMW to join DS Techeetah when he won that title in Season 6. But it's also he has had a fair amount of bad luck this year. Obviously, there was the incident in Monaco with Dan Tictum, amongst a plethora of mistakes here and there over the course of the season. So he really could have been in this fight, and but yeah, it's kind of too little too late. He's all over the back of Dan Tictum at the moment, but it's whether he can find someone. It's whether he can find someone somewhere to get past.
Look at Dan Tictum, amazing. He just came over the hill and just popped the car on the centre, coming in there. Yeah. It's turn 19 and 20. Evans is under attack is Evans attacking Muller again? Yes, he is.
Yes.
And that is coming out to the last corner. Are we going to pick it up as Da Costa still going through? This is Dennis's. Oh, he's on through. He's on the inside. Hang on. That's defensive. Muller goes again. Evans can't get through. Dennis says you're the fastest car on the track at the moment. Keep it up. And that's why you're P2 at the moment. What's the gap between him and... Well,
was that Cassidy going through? Did Cassidy go through one? Well, he took them off. Them just went off.
Are yes, it's Muller and Cassidy. Muller's off. And was Cassidy off too? Now Cassidy was in attack mode. They've both gone off the circuit. Evans has got through. Evans is up into 8th position. Cassidy and Muller go straight on off the track.
He's got 10 seconds to Taylor Barnard with 5 laps left, unless DS Penske peter off in the way that they usually peter off at the end of these races. It's unlikely that he's going to be able to get through. Hopefully we'll get a replay of that so we can have a look into it. But look like Cassidy, who is in his attack mode at the moment, and just tried to just lunge down the inside of Nico Muller, and in doing so just sent them both wide, and Mitch Evans came through.
Da Costa's going to go for 3rd position on the inside, very late on to break into turn 1, super late on defensive, he's through, and that was a sweet move.
That is big for the Jaguar team, because that's 3 extra points in the championship, along with the 2 extra that Evans has just got for getting past Nico Muller. He is going to be under pressure from Nick Cassidy shortly. There is, that gap's got bigger. There's 3 seconds now between 3.5 seconds between Evans and Cassidy. So that mistake was quite costly for the Citroen driver.
Did I blink and miss how they've just not shown us a replay of Cassidy and Muller going straight on the first corner?
They might show us it later on, but to be fair, this battle between Da Costa and Tictum was a little bit more of a priority, because this was for third place, but Tictum looking like he's just fading a bit. A 4th place would still be a decent result for Dan Tictum. Like he's had such a yo-yo season. He had that win in Tokyo, which just felt like a
highest point of the season. He said.
Yeah, just a pressure lifted off of him, because he's had such a difficult year. He's been so quick. Like, think of the double pole in Monaco, and he got 0 to show from it. And so to get to get to 4th place at home, I think will be fantastic for him.
Interesting between Roland and Ericsson at turn 5 noted. That came up a while ago. I'm surprised nothing's come up about Cassidy and Muller, unless they're just both genuinely locked up and went straight on, and it's a racing incident. I would like to see that again, please, directors. Why don't we go and have a look at a E-Pad? Yeah, when we get back to the XL. Get Karun to have a look at it for us on the E-Pad. Da Costa radio coming through. 5 minutes to go, same engine as Tictum. Yeah, okay. I know you can't hear them at home, but we can hear them a little bit ahead of you on our international pitch that's got alongside us.
Yeah, I can't really see, but Tictum looks like he's coming back. Is he going to go around the outside? These two have come to blows already this year, and Tictum Tictum wants that podium that he lost in Monaco after they came 1 added lap, and that is because of the full course yellow that we had in the middle of the race that properly changed this race.
And it was well timed for Pascal Wehrlein to clinch a championship. Da Costa's gone defensive here, and is he going to allow Tictum around the outside? It's like he's trying to cut the toe.
But also, look, Sebastian Buemi's there.
Mortara.
He's brought Mortara and Barnard with him.
Where did they come from out of nowhere?
Yeah, I wasn't really expecting that. Wow, this is insane. The gap between Dennis and Da Costa right now is at 13 seconds. They were battling each other about 10 laps ago. Where did Dennis around this circuit is an absolute machine. But
there must be something that with energy has to be energy saving.
Yeah.
Even with the pit bits, that makes tomorrow really interesting.
Yeah. But I think Tictum going round the outside. He's going to try and go around the outside of Da Costa.
He's backed it off, hasn't he? That was a good run, though, round the outside in 16. Had to look to the other pictures for that one, but that's going to leave it open for Sebastian Buemi to dive up the inside line. Buemi's going to door bang him. Tictum gets a bang. Oh, and Buemi nearly goes round again at turn 19. Come on, Dan, lift off, don't cause it. And here, round the outside, here comes Mortara. Oh, well, for once, 3 into 1 does go into turn 19. Buemi goes through. Tictum sent to the outside. Mortara's got the inside line down to turn 1. He should be able to get the traction zone. He's brought with him as well, coming into pressure for Taylor Barnard. That's going to be close. Tictum's going to get force wide.
Yeah.
Oh, and he does hit, then he hits Barnard. Tictum losing everything in the space of the final sector.
He went for an opportunity for 3rd and has ended up 7th. It's not been great. And Mitch Evans is not far away. He's only 5.5 seconds behind. So if Mitch Evans can catch up to these just lagging people, this is what Da Costa's doing.
He's backing them all up.
Backing them all up.
Yeah.
Da Costa's backing them all up so that Evans can potentially just try and get it. There is only 2 more laps left of this race, and after at the end of this one, and it's
there's a question for the press conference.
Yeah.
Was he backing him up? He has to be.
Yeah, surely.
Florian knows what's going on here. Buemi's coming into it. So, yeah, he's just lifting off, wasn't he? Getting out of the throttle down turn 1. Let's see if he does it again now. Lap 38. So we've got this plus another to go. 2 in total.
Tictum's out of this. He's dropped way off the back of Taylor Barnard.
I don't think Evans will get him either.
Yeah, I think Evans is too far back. We start the penultimate lap of this race, but then these guys are 20 seconds off of Pascal Wehrlein. Wehrlein's way up the road. Dennis has got this gap under 5 seconds to Pascal Wehrlein, and it's been a phenomenal job from Dennis, and it really sets up nicely for tomorrow, because if he can have a better qualifying than Wehrlein, then wow, we are in for a good one. But yeah, unfortunately for Mitch Evans, it's looking likely, even though Da Costa's done a fairly decent job of backing them up. It's not going to be enough.
Noted turn 1 causing a collision.
Interesting. We'll have to see what comes of it. I think for me that's a racing incident. I don't really see anything really kind of going there.
And Ericsson, this is not turn 5. This is turn 1. Well, again, they've got the wrong corner then. So it's turn 1. Let's have a look around the outside. I think there's been multiple.
Yeah.
I think they know they've got the wrong one. I think it's multiple incidents they've had. 1 at 1 and 1 at 5.
Yeah, potentially. Marty and Jev have just come into the pits. We're not sure why, but that'll be their day done more than likely.
Feel sorry for Jev. He was having a good day before that VSC came out earlier on.
He was running in the lower fringes of the points, and he won't have anything to show from it, unfortunately.
So Wehrlein 169, Dennis 164, Evans 148. He's now the outside chance, and will need a miracle tomorrow. It's effectively a two-way title fight.
21 points, so Evans would need to win, and ideally get the pole as well, and then it's. Unfortunately for Mitch, it's looking like it's falling away once again.
Yeah.
But we have a proper two-way fight, and it's the two that have run away with it today.
Why are we not surprised? Pascal Wehrlein bringing out a super Saturday performance. It's the Rothmans livery, and he was smoking today. Pascal Wehrlein wins the first race here at the XL and puts himself in championship position for clinching his second title. Jake Dennis fights back from a horrible qualifying to go second. Da Costa tried backing them all up. He will finish in third, which is crucial points for Jaguar in the team's championship. Ahead then of Buemi, Mortara, Barnard, Tictum, Evans, Cassidy, Roll in the top 10. And final points, Muller, Gunther, De Vries, Ericsson, Nato, Djokovic, Marty and Verne. Out was the two Lolas, De Grassi and Maloney. What do you make of that one, Tico?
Yeah, no, it was a standard London race, a little bit of chaos and not a huge amount of action. Got a feel for Mitch Evans, because he was there or thereabout, and then that full course yellow really screwed him, and it looks likely that we're going to get a two-time champion tomorrow, but will it be Pascal Wehrlein or Jake Dennis?
It's going to be fantastic to tell. Right, we're going to leave you there. And hang on, Mortara has been given a 5-second time penalty for causing collision at turn 1. So Mortara now drops back from P5.
He will finish behind Tictum, so P7. Mitch Evans didn't do enough to grab an extra position there, which... unfortunate for Mitch, because he needs all these points that he can get with 21 off the table. But yeah.
Well, thanks, Pico. Thanks to all of you at home as well. My thanks to Megan. We will be back. You can join us tomorrow for practice 3, qualifying, and the second E-Prix, where we'll also show you everything that happened this afternoon. Be sure to check out the Formula E Zone as well for all the interviews that are coming up in the post-race. We're going to leg it back to the XL and film the post-race show. Thanks for your company. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.